Sup lads, it's your boy, Bandana-Boi, and what did I just watch? USA versus Belgium ends in USA taking the win 2 to nothing. I don't even know where to start. First of all, in injury time of the second half, the referee got injured. That was definitely the most comical thing of the game. The first 15 to 20 minutes were a game, and the rest of the time was another game. In the beginning, the US looked really, really good. They looked really exciting, and it feels like it's just the story of every other World Cup game at this point. They looked really good on the offense, and they even scored one goal, which was unfortunately an own goal. Defender Cameron Burgess unfortunately wasn't able to, find his footing and clear the ball, and hit it into his own net. And I felt really, really bad that at halftime, when they came out, they subbed out the defender who had scored the own goal. And I understand, because he did score the own goal, but it just feels like you're kicking a man when he's down. With that being said, in the beginning, the US were playing the better style of football. I thought that they deserved the win throughout the first, maybe even 30 minutes. And then the second goal came for the US. Again, both goals from this game were kinda scuffy. The first one was an own goal, so it was by accident. And the second one of the players from the US team shoots from outside the box, and it hits one of the players, and it somehow rebounds into like the 6 yard box. And the American player, Alex Freeman, was there to header it in. Because also the Australian goalkeeper was off his feet because of the shot. He was diving. So again, it just looked like a really scuffy goal, but it's a goal for the US, so props to them. Now they're 2-0 up. I want to say that the US were playing really, really well up until the first hydration break. It didn't feel like their play became really, really bad afterwards. They definitely had much more momentum before the hydration break. So that's something I really don't like about this World Cup. The forced hydration breaks. During Qatar in the last World Cup, at times, yes, the weather was too hot, but even then, they played the World Cup in December because of the weather conditions in Qatar. And here, they're in Seattle, it might be hot, but I don't think it's blazing hot to the point where they need a hydration break. And of course, we know they're doing this for the ads, for the advertisements. And unfortunately, with most US sports, that is the case. They want to fit in as many ads as they want, and it has even reached football, which kind of sucks. But with that being said, heading into the first half, US looked like the better team, and you were like, okay, in the second half, if they could have another burst of energy, this could be a good game. But the second half was really, really one of the worst halves I've watched in a while. The play got really, really physical, and not in a good way. Maybe you're like, oh, how can physical play even be good? But no, you can have good play even if it's physical. But this just felt like it was really bad play, and the frustration was leading to there being physicality in the game. Australia also had many chances going forward, but I don't know why. They couldn't shoot to save their life, unfortunately. They were missing so many chances, so many setters, and again, the second half was just a bit of a rough watch. And let's go back to the refereeing that I talked about in the beginning of the video. Aside from him getting injured, I hope he's doing well. He was not refereeing a fair game, in my opinion. He was extremely biased towards the American team, and there were so many calls, a penalty or two, which sounds insane. But I think at least one of them was a clear handball by one of the US defenders, and unfortunately, he didn't call it. I feel like Australia were robbed at least of one penalty. Even then, I don't think they would have won, and I don't think they should have won. I am a fan of the game, and I don't really like giving negative thoughts on this channel. But unfortunately, this game didn't give me much to talk about other than negative outcomes. Whether it was the hydration break destroying the momentum for one of the teams, or just the really bad overall play resulting in physicality, which again wasn't something nice to see. I just hope both teams can play better in their upcoming games. Australia did win 2-0 against Turkey in their last game, and the US won 4-1 against Paraguay in their last game. I didn't really hear any discourse after both games, even though I didn't watch them. So I just hope moving forward the play is cleaner, and I hope they both play a more entertaining style of football, because that's what the World Cup is all about. With that being said, lads, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm back in my setup, as you guys can see. Let's just hope that the upcoming games are more entertaining than this, and good luck to both teams moving forward. I love you guys, and tell me y'all's thoughts on the game. With that being said,